Hi, and welcome to the Word of the Week. This week's word was suggested by Carol Gemmell, and it is harmony. Now, I love the word harmony, mostly because, besides being a martial arts instructor and coach, I am also a musician. So harmony really speaks to me from a variety of different levels. You see, in the practice of martial arts, particularly the practice of Tai Chi, we use this concept called the Liu He, the 6 harmonies. Now we have internal and external harmonies, and we won't get to the whole thing, but a lot of people misinterpret this concept because it says for our external harmonies we want to have our shoulders in harmony with our hips, our elbows in harmony with our knees, and our wrists in harmony with our ankles. Now, some people misinterpret that to mean that they have to be lined up or in the same space. See, that's unison. Unison is a type of harmony. Harmony is how things fit together. Right? So when we look at the relationship between things, the harmony can be quite different than simply being unison. Right? So we need different voices, we need different notes to fill out a chord. So our problems a lot of times are that when we're thinking about not being in harmony with people is that we misinterpret this idea. We think to be in harmony that we have to move together smoothly and there can be no dissonance. Well, dissonant harmony is quite important, right? It's the foundation of 20th century music, right? When for years you listen to, especially like romantic composers and the Renaissance composers, the harmonies were very restricted in what we commonly appreciate as from our Western ears, right? When composers like Wagner and Stravinsky started to use heavy chromaticism and more dissonant harmonies, some people found that to be very harsh, very abrasive. And then as the world begins to open up and people begin to be exposed to music from different cultures that have different scales, for example, the Indian scales and the other Asian scales where there are microtones. There are tones between what we are used to from our well-tempered clavier, our standard chromatic approach to music, diatonic and chromatic approaches to music. Right? So what to us sounds dissonant, to them sounds actually quite beautiful and quite appealing. So when we think about harmony and in working in harmony with other people, right, we don't need to have everybody being the same way, doing the same thing, thinking the same way, acting the same way. That actually gets kind of boring. We need to have flavor. We need to have color. We need to have things that bring out and enrich the sound, the nature of what we do. And again, sometimes there is a little bit of dissonance. There is a little bit of rubbing and friction. But see, the thing about that, especially from a musical perspective, is that when you get that tension of dissonance, then the resolution, when everything comes back to that tonic, when everything comes back to that more pure, to our ears, structure, then it's a relief. Right? So we're able to enjoy that feeling of because there was that moment of ooh. So as we think about harmony, being in harmony with others, being in harmony with nature, being in harmony with our environment, right? Understand that it's figuring out where you need to be, where your place is. Just like with the notes of a chord, if one note is played a little too loud, it destroys the balance, right? So we need to figure out where we fit into things and do our part. Do the thing that we're there to do and allow the things around us and the people around us to do what they need to do so that we can all work in harmony. We can all work towards the goal that we have set for ourselves as individuals, as a community, as a world. All right, I hope you enjoyed this week's lesson and stay tuned for next week's, which will be another by request. All right, we'll see you soon.